Hello, welcome to my favourite video of the week. It's set musings. So yeah, as you know, I've sort of gone back in time and started doing sets that I missed out on or just skipped over when I did the original run of set musings. So initially I just went through the regular Magic the Gathering sets, all the expansion ones, and now I've gone back. For the last 3 weeks I've been doing Portal, and now we're up to the first Modern Master set, so I'm looking forward to this. And I'm just going to chat generally now while I just scroll through the set as a whole and explain for anybody that's not seen the set musings videos before or hasn't seen the sort of the new way I do them. So for quite a while now, what I've started doing is slightly change the way in how I slice and dice up these sets for set musings, because now what I've gone over to is slicing them by rarity and colour, and then ordering them by casting cost within those slicings. And like I said, I've been doing that for a little while now, so that's the main difference between, say, this style of set musings video and any, if you haven't watched the channel, watched set musings for, say, 6 months now, yeah, that'll be the big difference. I like actually doing it this way. I stumbled across it by accident because I was doing something else and I didn't want to use the mechanism I originally used, and I really like how it gives me a similar to feel to if I was to open the packs, because I'm starting off with lower rarities, and so yeah, it's interesting that feeling I get. Although I'm not opening packs, it gives me the same view on the set as that. And as we go through, I'm obviously going to flag up certain things I notice. And that's the point of it, is, again, the sort of things you might notice if you are opening a set for the first time. So I'll point out the keywords, abilities as we go through, but I'm going to rattle off a few things that are useful to know about this set, again, if it's a while since you've considered Modern Masters. So booster-based compilation set containing cards legally and intended for modern format came out on June the 7th, 2013. Fun fact, it's the only set where I've actually opened a full booster box on channel, and I'll include a link to the original unboxing I did for that. I've never done that again. In this set there were several changes to rarity. Some cards had new art, and of course some cards were printed for the first time in what was then the current card frame. Now, as we go through, things to watch out for, we've got themes and mechanics like arcane, coloured artifacts, keywords, ability words, affinity, changeling, delve, domain, dredge, echo, kicker, modular, persist, prowl, retrace, splice, split second, sunburst and suspend. Now the reason why I mention them now is I'm not specifically going to slice on those like I've done way back when I first started the series, or I used to also like slice by keywords, abilities, because in this form, when we're going through with rarity and colour, it's quite nice as those abilities bounce out and where on the curve they bounce out and at what rarities they bounce out at you. That's why that happens. Now, however, what I will do, and going forward, because it's going to be a thing in these sets, or maybe not so much as a usual set, is I will highlight cycles. I'll mention some of the cycles of the set, and obviously things like we'll have a look at some other things like prices as well. There's a few things I've tacked on the end, and as I do these, we'll get various things that will be tacked on the end of these as well. So the idea at the moment is I'm going to carry on through all the Modern Masters sets, and then once I get those done, we'll go back through and find some other compilation sets as well that I haven't covered yet. Notice the vivids are in here. And of course where relevant we'll be looking at land. Actually, my understanding with this is this set, wasn't it the case that there wasn't like a basic land slot in here? So there were only 2 cycles in here, which we'll see, and the booster makeup, was, so it's 16 cards, 10 commons, 3 uncommons, a rare or a mythic rare, and a foil card of any rarity. That was it, which replaced the basic land slot normally found in the boosters. Okay. Yeah, okay. Here we go. So starting off in white, we've got 18 cards which are common and in white. And these are in mana value order. So what are we seeing here? Oh, already, it's interesting, we've got rebels. Okay. Skithkin's a thing here. Yeah. So what would you say that Kithkins are maybe our soldiers for the white weenie deck? I'm not going to spoil this. I could at this point say what the archetypes are, but I think we'll let it bubble through, and then at the appropriate point I'll flag it up. So that there's 10 limited archetypes in here, based on all the different combinations of 2 colours. Got a bit of changeling thing going on here. How many cards were in the set then? 229, 101 commons, 60 uncommons, 53 rares, 15 mythic rares, yeah. And obviously, it's funny actually, thinking about it, the 2 sets that we've gone back to back. So we've gone from a Portal set to Modern Masters. Yeah. Oh, the irony. Okay, more Kithkin stuff. I got a fungus here. Control get +1/+2 until end of turn. So here's Suspend, Mountain Walk, Retrace. Okay. So I did rattle it off. We got Entwine. So yeah, we got quite a bit of abilities, keyworded abilities going on here. But bear in mind as well, this is at common, so what if we started to see these cards opening packs, and we're likely to see more commons, what impression would we get? Well, clearly, I think Rebels, there's a good chance we're going to see some. Well, to actually say that, let me just wind that back a little bit. What I should have said more accurately is Kithkin, actually. I think I jumped the gun there, because we've got what? I don't know, actually. There are a number of so Rebel stroke Kithkin. It's Bound in Silence. And of course, these would all be reprints. So where's our white sort of? Okay, so there's our artifact and enchantment stuff in white, dealing with that. So instant, interesting. Combat trick. Tap down. Okay, there's our sort of pacifism type thing. Interesting suspenders in the set. So let's keep our eye out for where the rebels are occurring. So what would I say here? We need to keep an eye out from being in white. So I wonder if we're going to see some artifact stuff. Rebels definitely, I think. We've got Kiskin and Giants, but we'll see how much that bounces out. What I'm hoping is the limited archetypes, become fairly apparent in looking at common. I don't see. So we've got Kiskin tokens. There's some tokens here as well. Changeling's always nice. So, yeah, let's keep our eye out for any other cards that sort of care about Kiskin. But I think that's probably going to be more cards that really are more the rebel side of things. But we'll see. So, sticking in white. But what's interesting here is we've moved up in rarity, so we're uncommon. And what I'm going to do with it, I'm deliberately, although it means we'll be doubling up on certain cards and seeing them twice, or twice, because of this. I am going to just mix in monocolour cards with multicolour cards. Just because I just prefer it like that. I find it a little bit easier to manage in thinking about things, and helps when we're, particularly with this, we're trying to get two colour archetypes bouncing out at us. So here we go. So uncommon, there's our white removal, uncommon, Path to Exile's in the set. We've also got Lightning Helix, although we need to play red obviously, and it'd be interesting to see as well which hybrid mana cards here. So we've got white blue, but clearly we could play this in a mono white deck. Kitchen Finks is in here as well. Tidal Sculler. I don't notice they're not doing anything clever with watermarks or anything like that either. So Flicker Wisp. Okay. That's our flicker effect. Some persist here, -1, It's going to be interesting. We're going to see quite a few things here, I think, that I was mentioning in the deck musings episode from this week for various reasons. It's blue-white. Defender with flying. Okay, Artifact Enchantment. Destruction. Got Elemental with Evoke here. Sandsower, Cloudgoat Ranger. That's Kiskin. Life Gain. There. I don't know specifically if Life Gain is a thing. The archetype. But it is tokens. More tokens. Okay. So we're definitely starting to see tokens here. We are again at the higher rarity, so just bear that in mind. Less cards as well, and some of these are multicoloured. So overall we've got less monocolour cards in the common slot at white. But also, there were 60 uncommons, so compared to the common slot with the uncommons, but there were 60 uncommons in the set as a whole. Okay, so now we're on to rares and mythics, or rares or mythics are in here. So we've got 14. Figure of Destiny's in the sets, red, white Kiskin. Yeah. So Split Second, Angel's Grace, Artifacts in white, white artifacts, okay. It's Night of the Reliquaries in the set, that's green white, yeah, +1/+1. Elspeth's in here, doing a soldier thing. And of course, although there are limited archetypes in here, I mean, yeah, you could no doubt do, mono white weenies. So again, we'll probably keep an eye open for the monocolour weenie decks that may well be in here. Yeah, see Giants again. This one's searching out equipment cards. There's Divinity of the Pride. I wonder if they've got the full... I don't remember that being a cycle. We'll see. Oh, there's Progenitus. Wow. Okay. There's Evoke again. Yeah, this is sending a lot of mixed messages as in terms of what's going on here. Hopefully once we shift, I mean, it's probably easier once we shift into the second colours, we'll get a better feel maybe. But it's quite... Now, of course, when you think about it, the other problem is, and why it's going to reveal itself a bit more as we go along. We've got, with two colours, we've got, just in white, we've got 4 potential combinations here. So white, blue, green, white, white, black, and then red, white that have, got to be supported. So that's the other thing. So let's just see, moving on to blue, what do we maybe see in white, blue? Now, so again, we've got 18 cards at common. Just going to scroll down quickly. So notice no 2 colour cards at common yet. Okay, so changelings, that's useful. So that's another changeling. Splice into arcane. Here's our bounce. Here's our card draw. Yeah, another okay, so another artifact, coloured artifact spell. So we'll keep an eye open to see if the set specifically mentions affinity in any form in blue. Let's delve in here. Bit of library manipulation. More card draw. So we're seeing blue fairies in here. So white was what? Kithkin. Blue fairies, but also rather like the Kithkin, you had rebels there. Here we've got some rogues, but are there that many? Not really. Pestamite is in here. There's a fairy artificer as well. I have to look to see whether we've got any artifact tutoring in blue. There's another suspend card. So there's our, okay, there's our counter spell. Common. It does have land cycling stapled to it. 3 and 2 blue. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a bit of interesting tutoring. I mean, certainly, just from what we've seen, I mean, if you were interested in just going, go to blue-white flyers, you could. My understanding is that in this set, the archetype for white-blue was artifacts and affinity. Yeah, we're seeing quite a bit of evoke, aren't we? That sort of thing, you know, where you can cast it for its evoke cost, and then if you do, it's sacrificed when it enters the battlefield. Okay, through depths. Right, moving on to uncommon. Oh, I see Narcomoeba was in here. I think I might have had a nice foil of this, maybe. So we've got Spell Snare, Narcomoeba, Electrolyze. So now we're seeing some of the 2-colour cards. Espirizoa. At the beginning of upkeep, return an artifact you control to its owner's hand. And thirst for knowledge. Draw 3 cards and discard 2 unless you discard another. Okay, so yeah. So blue-white artifacts. We got Plume Veil, which we've already seen. So yeah, here we're going to again double up. So cards we've already seen in white, you know, blue-white cards, we'll see them here again. Okay. Mind Funeral. Okay, so we got some mill going on. So blue-black. Oh, there's Mole Drifter in here, cool. So we've got Take Possession with another Suspend card. So, yeah, so Suspend, Split Second, Evoke. That's all we've seen so far. Okay, moving on to the highest rarity blue cards, so rares and mythics. Oh, Pact of Negation. So green, blue, red. Kira was in here. A number of interesting legendaries in here. Sign of Owner. Okay, so definitely getting a fairy tribal vibe here. Definitely heavily in blue. There's our old friend Progenitus again. Grand Arbiter Augustine. Yeah, just, you know, obviously useful in a blue-white spell. Yeah, it looks like any watermarks that might be here might be just care of them being reprints of cards that had watermarks on them from, you know, whatever set they originate from. Being that's an Azorius card. Vendilion Click. So yeah, with these sort of cards in was it Vendilion Click? Was it Pestamite we saw? Yeah, so we've got fairies in this set. What's Jorah doing there? Sure, will be revealed. Okay, here we go. Face Vaulter. Oh, Goblin, there's another fairy. Light Speaker. Okay, so -1/-1 black spell. Discard. Self-mill. It's tapped down in black. It definitely looks like it's a reprint from quite a while ago. Could be wrong, but just judging by the artwork. Tribal Sorcery Goblin. Goblin Rogue. Tokens here. Was there a... Echo, Domain, wow. Dredge. Okay, stuff's starting to come out now. This is all at common as well. Yeah, okay, so I think you probably guessed already. Looks like blue black fairies are a thing in this set. It's basic land cycling. We got some life exchange here as well. And it's something you might find in white black, but I don't think that's a white black thing necessarily. Well, it's not the predominant limited archetype here for that when you're drafting. Again, you can probably see we're going to get other stuff uncovered. Maybe if it's not looking like, there might be certain creature types which you would see normally or would feature quite heavily in, say, a single colour. Yeah, we'll keep our eye out for crossovers here. Okay, Executioner's Capsule, Tidal of Scalar, Anti-Snitch, Goblin Rogue. Okay. Harobi's Whisper, Splice into Arcane. So goblins, so again, yeah. And we've got Murderous Redcap, which is a black-red goblin. There's another fairy in black. We've got Mind Funeral. So blue-black, which we've seen already. Worm Harvest. There's a number of these hybrid mana cards. And Suspend cards and Delve. So more, yeah, quite a lot of tokens like kicking around here. For each card in your graveyard. So yeah, we definitely keep an eye open when we get to green here. I'm sure there's some green-black graveyard shenanigans. Okay, we're now up to the higher rarity for black. So Dark Confidant was in the set, Slaughter Pact. So we are seeing these packed, but I don't believe, I didn't notice actually. Let me just jump back to white. I didn't see a packed in white, so no, it's not a, there's not a cycle of packs in here. Extirpate, which we've definitely seen this card recently in one of the Deck Musings episodes. I think I have a copy of this as well. Bridge from Below. Oh wow! Now this one, I'm trying to avoid because I'm going to be in and out of here a lot if I'm not careful. So I'm avoiding jumping in now on this one because everything's a reprint. I don't want to go down too many side rabbit holes. Yeah, but that one is from Future Sight originally. Death Cloud. A Maelstrom Pulse is in here. There's some of these, like red-white hybrid avatars, but again, not all the, the full, was it 10 cycle. Kakusho, Iona, yeah. Oh yeah, black. Blue-black fairies, definitely. That's Progenitors again, because it's 5 colour. Goblin Rogue with Prowl on it. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, I suppose there's... Yeah. I don't know how much capacity there is to get this live here. We've seen a few cards here where there's a bit of life exchange going on, but I don't know if black white, life gain, life drain was that easy to draft. And again with this, yeah, like obviously there's the limited archetypes that they suggest, but that's not to say, you're not going to be, you can draft like 3 colour or 5 colour or monocolour and find a particular archetype within here. Okay, so far we've looked at what? White, blue and black. So we don't just do this all at the end. So the white-blue archetype was limited archetype was artifacts and affinity. Blue-black was indeed fairies. I think that was pretty obvious. White-black, and I don't know how clear that was rebels, or is rebels. So white-black is rebels. So yeah, white-blue, blue-black, white-black. I think that's all I can really talk about so far without giving too much away. Moving on to red. So we've got Lava Spike in here, Brute Force, Rift Elemental. So some nice one drops at common. Here you go, see giants now. And we saw giants, didn't we, in white. Glacial Rays in here. Let's splice into Arcane. Fury Charm, so we've got a charm. Grape Shot. Marshall. Goblin Roam, yeah. I think, there's definitely a space in here or place in here where there's, mono red goblins stroke giants. We've got Empty the Warrens in here. Yeah, so a lot of interesting removal here at common in red. And again, another changeling. So there were quite a number of changelings in here, which is very useful if you've got cards that are saying, you get this for, playing this particular creature type. And we've got, anyway, you've got a card that references a specific creature subtype, then, you always, sometimes I forget, but, you've got to remember, oh yeah, I've got a changeling here. It's also has Storm on it as well. There's a lot of spell stuff here. Okay. So again, you can see the pattern emerging here. We'll see if it keeps up where clearly doesn't seem to be multicoloured cards at common. We have Desperate Ritual, Lightning Helix, which we've seen before. Manamorphose was in the set. So here's our artifact removal. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. So we got 5 damage where we're using an artifact as an additional cost. Sudden Shocks, more split second here, and there's Domain as well, and there's Electrolyze, so interesting what blue-red's supposed to be. Grinning Ignis. There's Murderous Red Cap. Tar Pitcher. Yeah, definitely giants in here, and if we can remember where we first saw giants, I think you probably guessed already what what colour combination was the giants archetype. I've got Pardic Dragon in here, and with Suspend. Okay. Moving up, okay, so Figure of Destiny we already saw because that was in when we looked at the white cards. Blood Moon's in here. I think I pulled a Blood Moon actually when I opened these. Molten Disaster, Countryside Crusher. Yeah, well, because we already looked at blue, we've seen this card. Squeeze in here. We've got Sock and Vol, it's red-green. Spitting out dragons, no less. Demigod of the Revenge again, Kiki Jiki. Beside the Falling Star, and you may start to see, yeah, but there might be a cycle in here that might jump out as well that you haven't done already. We've got Dragon Storm. Okay, so Storm, right. So it appears, yeah, we have Storm in red. Okay, so we'll move on to green now. So again, let's just sort of tie ourselves off for a moment. Okay, so we've now introduced red into the mix alongside white, blue and black. So probably guessed already, yeah, black, red was goblins. So blue, red, you know, it's a spell type thing, and here splice into arcane was the archetype, but generally, yeah, that whole red, blue, playing around with non-creature spells business, but obviously reinforced by splice into arcane. Red, white again, bit of a giveaway. Yeah, we saw white had giants in, red had giants in. Yeah, red, white giants. So yeah, that's what we see. So now really, it's just the remaining stuff is all the thing green will give us. So, which we haven't spoken about already. So that's going to be what? Green, red, green, white, green, black, and green, blue. Okay. So, okay, so is this, hang on, no, I didn't go through these, that's why. Yeah, I need to go through the comments, right. Jumping ahead of myself. Phew. I thought that was a hybrid common there, but it wasn't. It's uncommons. So yeah, okay, Thalids, right. Yeah, more tokens again. Yeah, we saw quite a lot of tokens in white as well, didn't we, as well? Anikami, Thalid, Echoing Courage, Thalid Shell Dweller. Okay, so Kicker in here, Kadama, Moldavine Cloak with Dredge. Yeah, we've seen Dredge before as well in another colour. Suspend on Nentuke Shaman. Search for Tomorrow with Suspend on it. More. So yeah, this is interesting. This whole business with counters and sapling tokens. More Dredge. Caring about basic lands. A number of spiders in here. Giant dust wasp. Separate ancient, which is a fungus. Got a beast. And an elemental, which is doing tokens. There's another life gain here. So yeah, it does appear that there's probably like green, white, black, maybe life gain thing. To set you up with, where was it? Yeah, Divinity of the Pride. If indeed you wanted to go down that route. Okay, anything else I need to point out here? So, what was it? Fungus and insecty things. In terms of, I just trying to think out what's our mono green deck. Yeah, there's not really one clear like weenie here, is there, that we could do in green. Okay. And again, notice quite a big difference between the number of cards between common and uncommon. And again, a number of these are going to be stuff. Well, now we're in green. We would have seen all of these before. So Metamorphose we've seen. So interesting Rift Sweeper, which we actually saw in our Deck Musings episode, care of the original set. We've got Eternal Witness in here. Kitchen Things we've seen, I think, yep. Trigon Predator. Artifacts Enchantments. Again, this one, yeah, is a reprint from a set where it had a watermark on it. So yeah, Croson Grip is in here. Wow. Harcourt's Incremental Growth. Wow, that's where's that from? Oh, Lorwyn. Okay, yeah. Well, there were a few cards like that in that period, which yeah had this sort of scaling counters, I think, or did something similar to that. There was a -1/-1 one, wasn't there? I think we've seen. Reach of Branches. Yeah, more tokens. Okay. Worm Harvest. Again, tokens. And Domain. +1/+1. Okay. Tarmogoyf. So Summoner's Pact. So it looks like we've got a number of the summoners, but not a number of the packs, but not all of them. Life from the Loam is in here. So Dredge, yeah, I think we're getting an impression as to what black green might be. So we've got Tarmogoyf, again, cares about the graveyard. Cold Ice Selkie, which we've seen before. Night of the Reliquary, Maelstrom Pulse, Sarkin Vol. Doubling Season was in here. Yep. Tokens, so yep. Rude Awakening. Untap all lands you control. Okay, so lands into creatures. Does have Entwine on it as well. There's another legendary creature dragon spirit. Verd Eloth the Ancient with an X kicker. Tooth and Nails in here. Woodfall Primus and Progenitus. I imagine in this set there's lots of maybe room for combo shenanigans, which people may be already familiar with that had already been playing like Modern prior to this. So, okay, let's look. Oh, okay, let's do it now. So I do need to do this, which is just let's go through this. So, what did green give us? So with green, if you wondered what red-green was, it was Suspend Storm was the selected limited archetype that Wizards were going for. Red-white, well, yeah, tokens, Thalids. Yeah, if you remember when we looked at white, there were quite a number of tokens there. Green, tokens again, but a lot of Thalids. Black green, which is basically graveyard dredge. Giants already mentioned, but yeah, green blue ramp with sunburst. So the list I'm looking at, just to go through now this in colour order, white blue artifacts affinity, and in the Wikipedia article it's sort of the notable cards for that, but there's so many powerful cards in here. A lot of them are notable, but the notable cards they mention, Esperanza, Thirst for Knowledge, blue black fairies, Spellstutter Sprite, Thieving Sprite, but you saw a whole load of other classic blue black fairies, black red goblins, Murderous Redcap, red green Suspend Stroke Storm, Manamorph Phos is in here, green white Token Thalid, Spore Sower Thalid, white black Rebels, Amorous Scout, Blight Speaker, blue red Splice into Arcane, Dampened Thought, Glacial Ray, black green Graveyard Dredge, Stroke Dredge, Harvest Worm, you probably saw that. Red white Giants, Feud Killer's Verdict and Thundercloud Shaman, and then green blue ramp Sunburst, Kadama's Reach, Sky Reach Manta. Yeah. Progenitus gets everywhere. Okay, so now we can move on. So let's have a look. So these are all artifacts. Let me just check. Oh, yeah. So these are all artifacts. A few of these here actually, although they are colourless in terms of the casting cost, in that you can cast them for any colour. They do have specific colours down here. And also you'll notice that again it didn't have all the, all of certain potential cycles. So there's a couple of spell bombs in here. So we've got Ether Spell Bomb, we've got Arcbound Worker, we've got Bone Splitter, Pyrite Spell Bomb, Rune Stalactite, Arcbound Stinger, Frogmite, Skyreach Manta, which had Sunburst, Arcbound Wanderer, also Sunburst, and Mirror Enforcer, which had Affinity for artifacts. So those are going to overlap with the white blue. There's only one here. So yeah, you'll notice anything that's got like affinity for artifacts on it, or cares about artifacts, interacts with artifacts. There's the white blue artifacts affinity deck in here. And then you might notice there's with the modular sunburst type stuff, green blue was ramp stroke sunburst, and also with things like sunburst, encouraging you to play 5-color, which obviously helps if you're playing green because of the ramp and the color fixing in there that's usually in there. So +1/+1 counters the modular style of things. So again, you probably saw there were quite a number of different cards in here across various colors where counters were a thing. And those are all the ones at common. At uncommon, slightly less, just 5 here. Paradise Mantle, nice bit of mana fixing. We've got Relic of Progenitus, way of dealing with unpleasantness in someone's graveyard. Epoch Recite, I think that is Epoch Recite. Counter shenanigans. Mirror Retriever, Artifact, and Etched Oracle Sunburst. And then moving on at the higher rarity. So we've got Chalice of the Void, Engineered Explosives, Lotus Bloom, Ether Vial, Arcbound Ravager, Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Light and Shadow, and Videlkin Shackles as well. So of these, if you just look at all of them, if we go back, I think the only ones which specifically have like a colour activation cost in them are these two, I think. Yeah. Now, some of these care about you playing multiple colours or can generate multiple colours, but just if you were curious about that. And we've of course got Lotus Bloom. Okay, cycles. Cycle of Vivid Lands in here. Yeah. So they enter the battlefield tap with 2 charge counters on them. You can tap away to your heart's content for each of the particular colours that they're in. But if you need to generate 1 mana of any colour, then you can remove a charge counter from this until you don't have any more charge counters. And you'd have to see in the set there, remember if there's anything specifically that allows you to mess with charge counters or refresh counters in any way, or to bounce these back to your hand and then recast them if that could be a thing. But the good thing with these is why I like them particularly is once you run out of counters, they don't, like with some counter lands, blow themselves up. They stick around and you can just carry on tapping them for their particular colour and mana, so that's nice. So these are the other lands, and here, so if you're curious, yeah, the vivid lands were at uncommon, and they were a cycle of lands. The lands that weren't a cycle, like the remaining lands, were these, and you can see, you know, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 here that are at rare. We've got 1 at uncommon and then a terramorphic expanse, which is quite handy. Out of these, this is obviously artifact friendly. This is dredge friendly. This is, well, just trying to think. Does +1/+1 and turns it into a 1/1 Blink Moth artifact creature. So yeah, artifact friendly. This one is just you know, help fix your mana of any colour, providing you have artifacts in play. So again, artifact friendly. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of artifact action going on in the non-basic lands. And then we got, last but not least, terramorphic expanse, so common. So yeah, here's our other cycle of legendary, cycle in the set, cycle of legendaries. You probably spotted this already. It's, these are all at mythic. I'm not going to go through. There's like tons of changes of rarity in here, like common to uncommon, uncommon to common, common to rare. Sorry, uncommon to rare, rare to uncommon, rare to mythic. And the other thing you probably gathered is there's quite a lot of tokens here. So the set had actually, there was 15 tokens printed for the set and an emblem as well in this. So, you know, giant warriors, fairy rogues, Kithkin soldiers, illusions, bats, goblin rogues, spiders, zombie, dragons, goblins again, element, sapling, treefolk shaman, and a worm. And the token was for Elspeth Knight Errant. And yep, let's have a look at the legendaries, because we saw quite a few, or a number, yeah, 9, I suppose you remember how quite a few is to you, but yeah, 9. So 1 in white, 2 in blue, red 1, green 1, white blue, blue black, blue red, and Academy Ruins. Legendary, yeah. So no attempt here, there's no cycle of legendaries here, but interesting. So yeah, artifacts, what's this? So that's your, so this is what for your white blue, this is for your blue red, I suppose. Tokens, what were the token colours now? Oh, it's green white. Oh, it's, yeah. Bouncing, okay, yeah, so that's interesting. So there we've got our bounce for our vivids. So that might want to be in what, your ramp sunburst deck, the green blue one, maybe. He's putting illusion creature in, so I mean, fairies wasn't it playing around with 1/1 tokens? Oh, bouncing around with Squee. Well, it's a goblin, so stick it in the black red. Veldorf, yeah, saplings. So that's your, what was it, green, white, I suppose, tree folk. That was tokens and thalids, I think. Blue, white, fairies. Exile an online card from your hand, put 4 time counters on the exiled card. So get on sort of blue red spells and Academy runes. Right. Expensive cards. So clocking in at $55 currently. We have Chalice of the Void, originally mirrored in, not reprinted an awful lot. Looks like it's pretty special stuff. Banned in Brawl, oh, Sword of Fire and Ice, originally from Dark Steel, I think. Doubling Season, $39. Is it the cheapest version? Excuse me, my voice is going. Originally from Ravnica, City of Guilds, different artwork. Oh, Kakusho, so $20. Originally from Kamigawa, it was in that Dragons from the Vault. Also in Iconic Masters. Yeah. The other Sword of Light and Shadow, $19, originally from Dark Steel, Ravager, Dark Steel. You can probably recognise, there's some stuff from in here from that block, from Meridian block. City of Brass, yeah, it's turned up in corsets a few times over the years. It's only slightly more expensive than the 8th edition one, but of course can get, I suppose, more expensive with the right release. And there's Academy Ruins, $13. Engineered Explosives. Tarmogoyf, still up there. The Modern Masters versions, slightly cheaper. Future Sight, the original ones, $29. We just looked at that in the Deck Musings episode. Pact of Negation from Future Sight. Dark Confidant. I did actually pull one of these, I think. $8.85 from Ravnica. The original artwork. Still $11. So we've got there already now. So we just tripped under here, didn't we? Under the $10 mark. And then we got Progenitus. So that's not our most expensive legend, is it? It's wasn't there a Kakoi shoe here? Yeah. Anything else I really want to mention? Just trying to think. It's Elspeth. Was that the only so I forgot this. I thought I'd made a mistake. I'm thinking, what's going on there? Yeah, so one thing I forgot to do, what I should have done, is actually this. That's better. I thought I was missing a few things. Right. So yeah, I did the legends at rare, Obviously there were some in here that were mythic rare. That's why. So thinking about it, these were the ones at mythic. Now the other mythics, which I didn't look at, so we've seen the cycle of mythics at the cycle of dragons that were mythic. So we've seen those. Let's try and separate this out a bit. Let's do this by rotary. So what we saw so far is I looked at the rares that were legends. The stuff we didn't see we would have seen as we went along, but I didn't specifically filter for. We've got Elspeth here, a mythic, along with Sarkenval. So there's a couple of planeswalkers in here. Then we've got our spirit dragons. In addition, we've got Kiki-Jiki. That's a mythic. Progenitus, which we saw, and Vendilion Click. So if you were to sort of do this, there's 9 of those at rare, and then the remaining 10 at mythic, which include the dragon spirits. Phew, lucky I sort of remembered that I'd forgotten. Okay, EDH Rec ranking. So let's just have a look. Always interesting to do this actually, where you've got an aggregate set, compilation set. So everything's reprints. Path to Exile, top of the list. Terramorphic Expanse, second. Kodama's Reach, third. Eternal Witness. Yeah, I think you know what's going to turn up here. City of Brass, Krosan Crypt, Doubling Season, Pact to Negation, Moldrifter, Ethereum Sculptor, Academy Ruins there, Mirror Retriever, Kiki-Jiki, and so on. Grape Shop, Search for Tomorrow. Now, if you're curious, Blood Moon, yeah. If you're curious about the legendaries, so let's just get a rough idea for the order. Now again, the problem with this is, of course, it's based on the count of how much they just appear in decks generally. So that's the only caveat here. And then we want type creature, but just based on the EDH ranking. So Kiki-Jiki, Kakusho, Grand Orbiter, Rishi, Maluku, Squee. I'm probably mangling these. Kaija, Kyra, Una, and then Progenitus, Vidilian Click, Kautiki Wars Wage. You say Verdeloth, Jora, Jugan. That's it. So hopefully you enjoyed that as much as I did putting this together. It was great to just go through that and watch everything sort of bounce out. And there's just obviously, I remember the time this came out, I was just completely blown away. Because, you just got, in essence, feels like it anyway at the time, like wall-to-wall good stuff. All reprints, and just opening You know, like I said, the only time I've ever opened a booster box. It was awesome. Obviously, on slightly the more pricey side, but I mean, it was higher than usual because I think what the boosters for the time were, what, $6.99 US. I don't know. I can't remember what they were Canadian, but you know, with these special sets, I mean, I think we all know things got a lot more egregious as more than them got released. I mean, I think, you know, these were at $6.99 US, and then they were coming in around like $10.99 per booster for in Canada if you bought individual boosters, somewhere around there, I think. So yeah, but happy memories. And I'm not sure if I drafted this online or not. I think I might have done, but I can't be sure. When did it come out? 2013, yeah? Quite possible. I just don't have no memory of drafting it. I probably made a right pig's ear of it at the time, I suspect. Yeah. And, oh yeah, if you're curious, so it obviously had to be cards that were originally printed between 8th edition and Lara Reborn, but of course those sets could have been reprints of stuff pre 8th edition. So the 8th edition in and of itself would have cards in it which were pre 8th edition, because the core set then was 100% reprints, add with any core set like 9th edition, 10th edition. Yeah. So yeah, that was the time frame. Yeah, I don't think I need to add any more to that really. Yeah, just to say I do have a big smile on my face. And yeah, at some point, I can't do it this week, but maybe I should go back through well, there's a lot there. Well, no, actually, I just include a link to the original unboxing. Actually, it's much more fun than me trying to go through the cards. I think I had a fairly good camera at that point. I'll check the filming on there and make sure it's reasonable quality, and I'll include a link to that in the notes, in the show notes, in the description. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I'll catch you in a future video.